570 seniors walked across the stage at DTE Energy Music Theater as they bid farewell to Lake Orion High School during their graduation ceremony.
Music, food, and battling nights brought visitors to Canterbury Village for the first ever Fire Medieval Faire.
The Orion Township Public Library kicked off its summer reading program with an outdoor party and challenged kids to read all summer long.
And longtime hosts of a popular ONTV television series received a prestigious award from professionals in the mental health field.
Hello everyone, I'm Stacy Calloway.
And I'm Haley Turpin.
We'll have those stories and more on this edition of ONTV News. The 2018-2019 school year has come to an end, with most Lake Orion students looking forward to summer vacation. LOHS seniors, however, said goodbye to their high school days after graduating and look ahead to the next phase of their lives. On the evening of Tuesday, June 11th, 570 Lake Orion High School seniors gathered at DTE Energy Music Theater for the class of 2019 commencement. The Board of Education, President, Superintendent, and Principal all delivered farewell messages to the outgoing students, and several student leaders addressed the crowd as well. Here are some of the highlights.
Tonight, we gather to watch as you receive your well-earned diplomas, spread your dragon wings, and soar to new heights to do extraordinary things. Your future awaits you, and as you slip into it, I hope that you will remember to number your days, for in so doing, you will make your days count.
As a class, you leave a stunning legacy. Record-breaking academics, award-winning programs, award-winning athletics, music, arts, leadership, and most importantly, caring for each other. So, over the past 9 years, I've watched you. I've had lunch with you in the Commons, and as an aside, this year I tried Dragon Stomp for the first time as a result of the petition that you initiated. I've interacted with you, and heaven knows I certainly have tweeted with you. And I can confidently attest to the fact that you are not diamonds in the rough. You are sparkling and bright gems.
Take every opportunity that is given to you and run with it. And do not stop when you get tired or when you are satisfied. Keep going, living, and experiencing everything this crazy world we live in has to offer. But do not forget what it truly means to be a Lake Orion dragon. Rase una vez, once upon a time. The fairy tale for the rest of our lives has begun.
But for today, let's celebrate us. We are the future of this world, and I could not think of a more amazing group of people to go out and mold this world into one we truly want to live in. A world filled with dragon spirit.
Board of Education, based upon the completion of the graduation requirements of the Lake Orion Community Schools, and with the graduation requirements set forth by the state of Michigan, it is a privilege and an honor to present to you from Lake Orion High School the graduating class of 2019.
Matthew Roman Zawicka.
After the last student crossed the stage, student leadership co-presidents Madison Eaton and Jason Donovan led the tassel ceremony.
Class of 2019, would you please stand?
Please move your tassels from the right to the left. Ready?
Congratulations, dragons! We have graduated.
Congratulations to the class of 2019 and good luck to you all.
Well, school might be over, but the Orion Township Public Library encourages kids and teens to keep reading all summer long. On Saturday, June 8th, the Orion Township Library launched the beginning of its summer reading program with a huge party on the grounds of the library. Families were invited to come to sign up for the program and a chance to win prizes later this summer.
they're signing up for the program, but we also have a lot of fun going on. We have food out back, we have lawn games, we have a football toss, we've got a DJ playing some music back there, we have face painting, we have space-related stuff, because our theme for summer reading this year is a universe of stories. So we have a lot of fun space things going on out back as well today. Flip spots back there, we have our fun party tent back there, and then some great supporters are also in the backyard today.
More than 1,000 kids and teens take part in the program every year. They are challenged to keep track of their reading progress throughout the summer, with the program coming to an end on August 3rd. Those reading the most books have a chance to win fun prizes at the finale.
Why do we do a summer reading program? Because it is so important for kids to keep reading during the summer. They don't have school to go to anymore to force them to read, and we try to make reading fun here at the library. So the summer reading program enables them to have incentive prizes that they can earn if they read so many minutes or so many books throughout the course of the summer. Our showcase behind me has some of the prizes that some of the younger kids can win if they decide that they're going to finish the program this year. There's stuff for teens, gift cards even for adults that they can win for reading, and we just try to keep people reading because we know the research shows that if kids don't read during the summer, they're behind in school in the fall, and we don't want that to happen. So we try really hard to make reading fun and encourage reading all summer long here at the library.
If you missed the kickoff party, it's not too late to get involved. Sign up by visiting orionlibrary.org or give them a call at 248-693-3000.
As the first official day of summer draws near, many people start making travel plans. Although some Lake Orion residents look for fun activities a little closer to home, Lake Orion's American Summer is an annual event that takes those people into account.
Nice night for a pool party.
On the evening of Friday, June 14th, Paint Creek Country Club was the site of a pool party to officially kick off Lake Orion's American Summer. Now in its fourth year, the event brings local businesses together to offer the community specials and fun events through the 4th of July holiday.
The whole concept of Lake Orion's American Summer is to make sure there's so much going on in the community that people that live here stay here, and that we drive in other people from outside the community to spend money with our businesses and our organizations. So we partner with the library every year. They have a slew of things for all ages, especially kids. We partner with 20 Front Street. They've got all sorts of awesome bands coming. I mean, really anyone that wants to do something. Paint Creek Country Club, obviously Skelnick Ford's our presenting sponsor, and there's their 55th anniversary doing business here in Lake Orion. So we're trying to get things going with them. Northern Flooring is a big sponsor for our restaurant week. So we're just trying to drum up as much activity as we possibly can. So every single day there's a multitude of things to do for people that, again, to keep them in Orion, to spend their money here, to bring their family and friends from out of Orion area here, to spend their money, have fun, enjoy everything that's Orion, and, you know, obviously with a patriotic flair because it's, you know, right around Independence Day.
Among the events scheduled during the next several weeks is the Lions Club's Jubilee, which kicks off on June 20th, Restaurant Week, which begins on June 24th, Flare Night on Friday, June 28th, and the annual Dueling Fireworks Show on June 29th. Lake Orion's American Summer comes to an end on July 4th, and it's not too late for local businesses to get involved.
We'll do whatever it takes to get them involved, and we encourage it. You know, next year will be our 5th year, so everyone's kind of starting to learn how this thing goes and what it's all about, and we're keeping adding events every year. So I'm game for whatever. Think of us as the fight promoter. We just want to get everybody here and everyone doing something, any business, anything you've got. We'll put it all on one calendar, one comprehensive calendar, where everyone can go and say, wow, look at all the stuff that's going on, and participate.
For a complete list of activities and for contact info, visit loamericansummer.com.
Canterbury Village hosts a wide variety of events throughout the year, ranging from car shows to festivals. Recently, the grounds of Canterbury Village were the perfect setting for a medieval fair. On June 8th and 9th, Canterbury Village was the site of the first ever Fire Medieval Faire. Visitors enjoyed food and drink, live music, and were able to witness a joust featuring armored knights on horseback.
Yeah, Canterbury Village, they're great to work with here. The whole setting of Canterbury, when we opened up a shop here, just said, you know, this is a medieval fair here. When you have the castle, everything that just talks about it, it says, okay, this is medieval fair. This is the first year, and we're doing really well, you know, with 30 vendors and everyone else coming together. We've had great support from the community and from Canterbury Village.
Organizers are hoping to make this an annual event and plan on adding a royal feast at King's Court Castle.
Oh, you did, so did he, and so did I, and the more I think of believe you not. And our mothers prayed, come in the little skillet pot.
Up next on the calendar is Rib Fest, running July 4th through the 7th, followed by Hippie Festival on August 3rd and 4th, and Doggone Fun Fest on August 16th through the 18th. That should be a popular one. For more information, call 248-391-1900 or visit CanterburyVillage.com.
ONTV wouldn't even exist if it weren't for the incredible group of volunteer producers who create the programs you see on this channel. Recently, one such group of producers received a major award, and we could not be more proud of them. On Tuesday, June 11th, Community Mental Health Association of Michigan kicked off its annual spring conference at Suburban Collection Showplace in Novi. Mental health leaders from across the state attended the conference to discuss mental illness, developmental disabilities, and substance abuse disorders. During a luncheon, the three hosts of the ONTV program, Community Corner, were presented with a special award.
It's called the Jim Newbacher Media Award, and it typically goes to large newspapers and business magazines and very high-profile media professionals. We were so thrilled, though, to have Community Corner honored today because they are local guys from our local communities doing great work, and you could see by the reception by those in the audience that the appreciation for their skills, talents, and passion were definitely honored and noticed today.
Ryan Gray, Aaron Castle, and David DeWitt Taylor began production on their series in October of 2007 at CMN TV in Troy. They moved production to ONTV with episode 65 in February of 2013. They have produced over 130 shows advocating for the disabled.
It's an amazing honor. It's a great thing to win an award like this, but this is the highest I've ever gotten in my entire life, period.
Talk about what being part of this show and producing this show means to you.
It means a lot to me because it's about family, it's about showing our generation of disabled people what they can do, not what they can't do. It's about abilities, not disability, because I believe that we can do something like a positive impact in America today.
Because it helps others to understand the meaning of being disabled and being an adult at the same time.
What I enjoy being part of the show is being with my friends and having a good time.
Their message is important because it's all about empowerment. So regardless of whatever disability label somebody may be born with, they can still accomplish great things. They still have skills, talents, and wonderful things to contribute to make us a better society. And the work that these guys do every day, either via the Community Corner show or just by working in their community, living in everyday community, volunteering, they're an epitome of what our society needs. And that's why we're so happy to celebrate them today.
Congratulations, guys. ONTV is just one of several public access facilities scattered throughout the Metro Detroit area. Our sister studio to the north, OCTV, serves the Oxford area and recently experienced some major changes. On Wednesday, June 5th, the Oxford community came together to celebrate the grand opening of OCTV's new location on Seymour Lake Road, just north of Drainer and east of Baldwin Road.
Are you ready?
We had quite a large general fund, so we were able to purchase the supplies for this building. We had a difficult time finding the property for a building, so the township and Parks and Rec stepped in, let us build this building on their property. So in the end, if anything ever happens to us, they have first option to buy the building from us and disperse the funds to the communities that are interlocal.
OCTV was housed in a tiny location further north on M24 for more than 15 years. The new location allows its staff to continue to offer classes, internships, and to document the history of the community.
The support for this from this community, from both communities, Oxford Township and Addison Township, continues to grow. We were sat back in the corner for a lot of years. In the last 5 years, the recognition from our community and the support from our community, obviously, without them supporting us, this wouldn't have happened. We'd still be probably in a schoolroom and at the high school, which isn't bad either. But yeah, we're pretty independent and supported by everyone in the community. We don't go out without somebody saying, hey, can you do this? Can you cover this? Can you record the history for us? Which we're more than happy to do.
For those of you living in the Oxford area, feel free to call 248-628-9658 for more information or visit oxfordcommunitytv.us.
One of the many perks offered by the Orion Chamber of Commerce is a ribbon-cutting ceremony for new businesses. Recently, the Chamber welcomed a new business into the downtown area, and friends and supporters packed the place. On Thursday, June 13th, representatives of the Orion Area Chamber of Commerce gathered at Sarah's Bath Boutique for a ribbon-cutting ceremony.
1, 2, 3.
I can't speak enough about how wonderful my colleagues are down here. It's been very heartwarming and to see what a small town is like.
After a period of time practicing law, Sarah Luxinger opened her boutique on Black Friday 2018, offering shoppers lotions, potions, bath bombs, and home decor.
I've been open for about 7 months now, and the welcome I got down here was unexpectedly good. I've been so surprised with what's down here. My husband and I have lived here for 7 years, and we never really came downtown. But as soon as I opened my shop, we started walking down and seeing everything that's available, and all of those people have really opened up their arms, their doors, their shoulders for me to cry on and everything. It's been wonderful.
This is a part of self-care that we did not have previously, and she is embracing all of it. If you have a special need for your products, your care products, that she can do them for you. So that's really where small businesses are finding their niche. What is the very personal thing that you need? Come and talk to a small business. We can do that for you.
In the short time the boutique has been open in downtown Lake Orion, Sarah has gotten involved in many community events and was even a sponsor of ONTV's food drive. She said she feels it's important giving back to the community.
We do make your own parties, and so I've done some events at my store where we are followed by Wine at Wine Social, and they opened their doors to us, completely. They've been very wonderful neighbors. And then Nuts About Chocolate did a event with Wines for Humanity, which a certain amount of their sales go to the charity of our choice. And she asked me, you know what, why don't we make it a bath, chocolate, and wine pairing? So we got to give a nice check to the Humane Society of Michigan and to Grace Centers of Hope.
For more information, visit sarahsbathboutique.com or give them a call at 248-690-9804.
And finally, a movie star recently made an appearance right here in Lake Orion. Ronny Cox not only acts but writes and performs music as well. ONTV's Joe Johnson had a chance to sit down with him and discuss his impressive career.
Joe Johnson here at 20 Front Street in Lake Orion, Michigan, here with Ronny Cox. Pleasure to meet you.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Welcome. What is your first love? Now, a lot of people, they know you from the great movies that you've been in, but here you are performing at 20 Front Street. But what is your first love, acting or music?
They're almost simultaneous. I was calling square dances when I was 10 years old. I knew from the time I was 13 that I wanted to become an actor, but I also put myself through high school, college with a rock and roll band. Had a band back in those days called Ron's Rockouts. 3 of us were brothers in the band, but I was a theater major in college, so I was doing both.
A little over a year ago, I had the great pleasure of meeting Burt Reynolds. I went to his premiere for The Last Movie Star, and sadly that became his final film. You were there at the beginning. You were there for the film that made him a breakout star. How did you get the film, and talk about being in that movie and acting alongside Burt, and did you have any inclination of what lied ahead for Burt Reynolds?
No, or for any of us, for that matter. It was my first film, my first time in front of a camera. It was also Ned Beatty's first film.
You look around you, Lewis. He could be out there anywhere watching us right now. We ain't gonna be so hard to follow dragging a corpse.
And Burt at that time, if you recall, he was, back in those days, if you were a television star, you were a slight cut below anybody. So Burt was known as a television actor because he had been in Gunsmoke and Riverboat and Dan August and things like that. But he wasn't, and so like you said, that year he did 3 things that year that made him the #1 box office in the world. Burt did Deliverance, and people realized that he was this fantastic actor. And he also went on The Tonight Show for the first time, and people realized he was funny. Yeah. Because up till that time, everybody always thought he was sort of an ersatz Marlon Brando, very serious and brooding and stuff, and they didn't realize this totally infectious sense of humor that Bert had. And then he did The Centerfold.
Oh, right. That's right.
And so then Bert became the #1 box office guy in the world. But to this day, I've never worked with another actor ever that was as wonderful with his fans and treated them as well. And he it taught me more about how to deal with people, because you hear a lot of people complain about being bothered by fans. Never ever bothered Bert at all. And he was just the most wonderful person with his fans that you can imagine.
So let's jump forward a little bit. Your first movie is with Burt Reynolds. You acted alongside some of the biggest names in film history. Let's go to Beverly Hills Cop. That's a movie that means a lot to the Detroit area because there's quite a few scenes filmed in Detroit. Eddie wore the Mumford T-shirt, which was a Detroit school. Yeah. Talk about your involvement with Beverly Hills Cop and working alongside Eddie Murphy.
I've done 3 films with Eddie. I did Beverly Hills Cop, Beverly Hills Cop 2, and then we did another little film called Imagine That together.
I just got off the phone with an Inspector Todd in Detroit. He says if you're out here investigating the Tandino murder, you needn't bother coming back.
And I love working with Eddie. And there's something about when you're working in a film that you know while you're doing it that this is going to be a blockbuster film. And it just gives you such sort of confidence, if you will. And so it was a great joy working with him. And see, I've been lucky. There for a while, I was in every movie made. Between RoboCop and Total Recall and Murder of 1600 and Onion Field and Taps. And I love acting, don't get me wrong. I just don't love it quite as much as the music.
Right.
And I can tell you why. With acting, no matter what kind of acting it is, movies, television, plays, you name it, there is and must be that imaginary fourth wall between you and the audience. You can't step through the camera or step off the stage and talk to the people. And with the kind of show I do, because I'm a storyteller too, there is the possibility of a profound one-on-one sharing that can take place. And doesn't always happen, but that's an opiate that is undeniable. Sure. And so that's what draws me to, because I made a decision about 8 or 10 years ago. I still act, but I turned down about 80% of the acting jobs I'm offered because I just prefer playing music. I've gone for the big money of folk music.
Right.
There are dozens of dollars to be made in folk music.
And a lot of that goes back into your production value, right?
It does. Doggone, my mind just won't leave me alone. Keeps on reminding me I'm so far from home. Those heart-breaking, aching, eggs and bacon country songs take me back to hardwood floors, outdoor Johns and Mason jars.
You mentioned RoboCop earlier. I have this memory of going to the movie theater and seeing the cardboard standee of RoboCop and seeing the title RoboCop, and I'm like, what the hell is this? What was your reaction when you saw that title, you saw that script? How did you go from that to being in the movie and making an awesome sci-fi blockbuster?
Well, see, that was another thing, too. Especially in the old days, but there's a great tendency to typecast you. And since I played Drew in Deliverance, the moral one, the good one, the good guy, I got cast for the next 10 or 15 years as Mr. Boy Scout Nice Guy. If a role had any guts to it, I sort of didn't, because there was a term that I was what's known in Hollywood as a soft actor. So if a role had any guts to it, Ronnie's a little too soft for that. And so I and it was frustrating to me because I'm an athlete, I'm a former marathoner, I've done all with the canoeing, and I'm a pretty handy guy, and for me to be only cast in milk toasty roles bothered me a bit. And so when RoboCop came along, in many ways, RoboCop was as big a boon to my career as Deliverance was, because I had been known as, now all of a sudden, I was voted the #1 villain in movies for playing Cohagen and Dick Jones, and someone said this to me, and it's one of the best compliments I ever got, because one of the reasons Paul Verhoeven cast me as Dick Jones is because of this residual goodwill that I had sort of as a person in Hollywood. So they looked at my character and he was going to be a good guy. And when Dick Jones turned out not to be a good guy, and then that made him twice as evil in a way. And someone said, I love this, he said, Ronnie, casting you as Dick Jones, said it's kind of like you're an astronaut that's gone bad.
So your nice guy persona lent itself to the role and kind of fooled the audience.
Yeah, Paul Verhoeven wanted that for them to think that this, so that when that guy isn't good, because see, I got to tell you the truth. The script of RoboCop wasn't that good. What made it great was Paul Verhoeven finding a way to make us care about that guy and the humor that was in there. And because when I read the script, to tell you the truth, the only reason I was interested in doing it was because it was a chance to play a bad guy.
Yeah. So you worked alongside Burt, Eddie, and Arnold Schwarzenegger. What was it like working with Arnold?
Arnold is a bit of a bully.
Yeah.
And I found out early on that if you roll over, he'll keep doing it. And the way to get along with him is to stand up. And once you stand up to him, then so Arnold and I ended up having a really wonderful relationship.
So let me wrap up with this. Do you feel that your success as a film actor has allowed you the freedom, the artistic freedom to perform and play and tour? I heard you do at least 80 shows a year across the country. Do you feel that acting has given you the freedom to pursue this?
No, it's sort of the opposite. Because in some ways you have to live down being an actor. I'm doing this for me, and I never feel more vital or alive as when I'm with an audience, being able to communicate with an audience, and that sense of sharing just becomes a thing that is an opiate that's undeniable.
Ronnie, absolute pleasure meeting you.
My pleasure.
Have a great show tonight.
Thanks.
From 20 Front Street, I'm Joe Johnson.
Thanks, Joe. And with that, we'll wrap up this edition of ONTV News. On behalf of the hardworking news team here at ONTV, I'm Stacy Calloway.
And I'm Haley Turpin.
Thanks for watching.